Well, what's up everyone, welcome to this week's video. As you can see, I'm at the cliff top spot and I'm being absolutely buffeted by the wind, so I do apologise if the audio's not brilliant. Yeah, and that was probably the best audio I got that day, to be fair. The wind got up and made most of my footage unusable, really. I'll put a quick thing on for you now to show you what I mean. Going through quickly some of the specs there. Yeah, so anyway, rather than scrapping the video, I thought I'll try and make the most of it, do a bit of filming in at the bench here, and then I might be able to use a little bit from other stuff that I filmed while I was out. So, right, that's enough of the excuses, let's get into the video. So yeah, regulars to the channel know that I often complain that I don't have any bandos near where I am. Obviously there was the one at the cliff top there that you saw at the beginning of this video, but you get sick of flying the same place over and over again, and to be honest there's not a lot to do with that bando, and I'm too lazy to drive 2 hours to my nearest one. So what I tend to do when the weather's right, I like to go over the cliffs there and do a bit of cinematic flying, if you want to call it that. I mean, you call it cinematic flying if you want, it's mainly just an ND filter, lock shutter speed and maybe a LUT on the footage. That's about as cinematic as I get, to be honest. But no, I do like to go out and sometimes just have a cruise about, really. And the two main quads that I like to do that with are these. So this is my 7-inch quad and this is my 4-inch quad. Both cinematic style quads. So it got me thinking, really, out of the two, which is the best? So in this video, we're going to have a look at it. Right, so what we'll do, I'll give you a quick overview of each quad. And then we'll go through the flight footage with a bit of voiceover that I recorded while I was out. And then we'll do that for both quads, and then at the end I'll give you my thoughts. So right, starting with the 7-inch quad, because it's in my hand. This is the Foxeer Aura 7 frame, and I've got the Flyfish Flash 2806.5 1750 kV motors on, so 6S, obviously 7-inch gemfan props. I've got a Flyfish M10 GPS, Marina Cadix Vista and the original DJI camera on. And then the stack is just a spare one I'd lying about. I think it's Diatone Mamba F7 with a 55 amp AFC, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously on the front there you can see the mount and running the GoPro. Alright, that was just a quick overview of the quad itself there. So what we'll do now is take it out for a fly. So we'll have a look at the 7-inch quad to start with. As is usual, once I've plugged the battery in, the wind's got up, but I think we'll be alright with this one. So right, we'll arm the quad and take off. First thing you'll notice there obviously is it's quite loud. And away we go. Now obviously the footage you're seeing is from the GoPro, so you won't see any of the little wobbles and stuff like that, but I am getting buffeted by the wind, even though this is quite a big powerful quad. So when we put the little 4-inch on, I think we're going to suffer even more. Yeah, one of the biggest pros with this quad, like I said there, is just its ability to fight the wind. I mean, the weather had said it was supposed to be 10 miles an hour today, but this is 20, if not more. And this quad seems to be handling it absolutely fine. Now, this is a 6S quad, and the motors are, what, I think they're 2806s, 1850 kV these, so they should have more than enough power to cope with the wind. I forget the exact pitch of the propellers, but I'll put a thing on the bottom of the screen now to show you. So one of the main pros with this quad, yeah, is definitely its power and flight time. You know, I can get 6-7 minutes on this easy. I mean, it's a relatively small battery for a 7-inch as well. This is a 2200 mAh 6S, and I have no problems with flight time whatsoever. So enough about the pros of this quad. Let's go with some of the negatives, I suppose. And the first one really is cost, I would have thought. Obviously this being a bigger quad, you know, you're going to need bigger motors, bigger ESC. Something this sort of size and all, you're probably going to be carrying a GoPro, which is in itself, you know, £200–300 depending on what you're getting, and that's before you bought anything for the quad really. And sound, another one as I fly past myself there, you know, sound. In this day and age there's plenty of Karens about, and they do like to whinge about noisy drones flying about, so you know, something this size is going to cause a lot of noise. We'll start heading back now. We'll get her landed and then we'll see if we can fly the 4-inch in this wind. And just to be clear, I don't actually fly when the train's going by. If I hear it coming, I land. And yeah, I don't want to do out dangerous or illegal or anything like that. Right, so the next quad's my 4-inch quad. You can see there it's a lot smaller than that one. I can actually fit it in the frame quite easily. So yeah, we'll have a quick run through with the parts on this. This is the Flyfish LR4 frame. It's a great little frame this. It's really, really lightweight. It's pretty easy to build this under 250 grams if you wanted to. This isn't. This is about 270 or something like that, so it's not far off. But anyway, yeah, I'm running the Flyfish Flash 2004 2900 kV, and I'm running this on 4S. I've got the mini M10 GPS at the front. The flight controller and ESC is actually an all-in-one. It's an F7 35 amp one from T-Motor, and unlike the 7-inch, I'm actually running the O3 on this, so all footage recorded from this will actually be through the O3. So yeah, and again, gemfan tri-bladed 4-inch props on that. So right, we'll take this for a fly now. Right, so off we go with the 4-inch. Now, I think I'm really going to struggle here because the wind has picked up quite a lot. But we'll see what we can do. So away we go. Now, I don't know whether you could tell or not there, but this was definitely a lot quieter than the 7-inch. Again, this is going to struggle quite a lot in this wind, I think, so I'm going to try and keep as low as I can. Right, so starting off with the pros of this one, well, one there straight away, it's definitely a lot quieter. You know, talking about Karens like we were before, flying something like this about, you know, they're not going to hear this screaming about like a big 7-inch. I'll come past myself here, see if I can try and pick up some of the volume. Definitely a lot quieter than the 7-inch, that. A lot quieter. You know, you're never going to be able to carry a GoPro on something like this. Possibly a naked GoPro, but again, you don't want to be bando bashing with a naked GoPro really, they're not as durable. But you know, this, I built this as a cinematic quad really, not as a bando basher. Again, really smooth to fly. And the footage looks pretty decent, but you know, if you're going to be selling this footage or using it professionally, you would be better off with something like a GoPro, so maybe the 7-inch would be better for that there. But these are so small, you know, in comparison. The footprint of these is a hell of a lot in size difference. I'll put a quick picture on now so you can see what I mean, you know, the difference in size between the two. You know, this one's probably half the size of a 7-inch, if not more. Now, when I first built this quad, I had bi-blades on, and it flew well enough, but I did struggle a bit with, what's the word for it, authority. It didn't seem to have much punch really, whereas with this tri-blades you've got a little bit more grip in the air, if you can have grip in the air. But this cost me a little bit in flight time, but nothing too drastic. There's my big fat ass stuck on top of here. Right, I've bored you enough now with this cinematic fly, and I'll bring this quad back in and we'll have a little chat about which one I think you should get. So, the whole point of this video is which I think is best. Now, that's going to vary massively person to person, I think, really. You know, if you're looking for just something to go out and have a fly with and record a bit of footage to put on YouTube, or even just for your own amusement, you're probably going to be better off with the 4-inch really. You know, the O3 footage you record from that's good enough for YouTube and social media and stuff like that. You know, the parts are going to be a lot cheaper for it. It's a lot lighter and quieter, so like I said earlier on, you're going to get less abuse from Karens flying this about than you would with the big boy. So yeah, kind of, if price is a factor, noise and weight, you're probably best off with the 4-inch. Yeah, whereas the 7-inch is probably going to be best off for somebody who's semi-professional maybe, just from the simple fact that you can carry a bigger camera. You know, like I said before, the price of this is going to be a lot more expensive simply because of the component sizes and stuff like that. You know, this is probably 2 to 3 times the price of the 4-inch I've got there. But yeah, anyway, it boils down to the camera really. If you need to carry a GoPro or even something bigger, then the 7-inch platform's probably the way to go. I mean, I love this thing. It's an absolute blast to fly. It's like ripping about I don't know, like a big black wing of death. So if you're only posting to YouTube and cost is a factor for you, you're probably going to be best off with the 4-inch really. Whereas if you're needing to sell your footage and you need higher quality footage than you get from the O3, you're probably going to be better off with a 7-inch just because of the payload capacity more than anything. You know, you can carry a GoPro or even something slightly bigger if you needed to. Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope it's helped you make a bit of a decision on which way you want to go. If you did enjoy it, please think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I put links down in the video description to my Instagram and stuff like that if you're interested in going and have a look at that. I post a lot of footage on there, photographs and reels and stuff. We even got a few reels from when I was out flying these, so links to that in the video description. So yeah, see you in the next one.